this is Vincent from Europe. This time I want to explain you everything about the charging. First I will start with the AC charging inlet. This is the standardized inlet for the AC charging of electric vehicles in Europe. What you see here is 5 big pins and 2 smaller ones. The middle one, so the blinking one, that's the PE, so that's the earth connection. On this side you have phase 1 and on this side you have your neutral. So with these 3 pins you have your single phase charging system. If you want to make a 2 or 3 phase system, you will also connect the second or the third phase. But how does it work further on? Because this is just the AC charge power supply. There are 2 other pins here on the top that are controlling the charging. This one is the PP plug, and that stands for plug present. What it does, it will just detect the charging plug. If you plug it into the socket, it will measure a resistor in between the PP and the earth pin. The other pin is the CP pin. That is the control pilot. So that is actually the wire that is controlling the charger. It is a PWM signal, and the height of the signal will tell the vehicle how fast it is allowed to charge. These 2 signals are being used by our EV hypE motor, and with the charge controller in it we can control the charger, so you can charge at a public charging station. So I just showed you the AC part of your charging inlet of your car, but then your AC power has to be converted to the DC power of your battery, and that's being done by the battery charger. You can control the charger, so you can charge at a public charging station. And on the onboard charger, this one actually is a 1-phase 16 amp charger, but on the charger we have 3 plugs. We have 1 plug for the AC power, so that's the input power. You have a DC plug which gives the DC power which goes to your batteries to charge it, and we have a CAN connector. The charger is being controlled by the CAN bus, and the CAN bus signal is being given by the BMS. In our opinion, the only correct way of charging lithium batteries is by controlling the charging current, and the controlling needs to be done by the BMS. If the BMS detects that the batteries are almost full, it has to be able to control the charging current to balance the cells. So what we see here is the CAN plug. What we see here are the little pins that connect to the charger. Like on our diagram, we have pin A and pin B. Pin A is the CAN low and pin B is the CAN high. That is already enough to control the charger. But this charger has a very nice extra feature because it also gives a 12-volt output. Very limited, only 1 or 2 amps, but it's very useful in case of a flat 12-volt battery in your car. So on pin D and pin E we have a 12-volt output. This output we connect to our BMS PCB board, and if you turn on the AC power on your charger, it will generate a 12-volt signal at any time. So it will power your BMS and your complete car will turn on, even with the flat 12-volt battery. So I also want to show you a little bit more about the connectors, because they are not very easy to make on your own. So if you like, we can also make them for you. But just to show you, you have this little crimping part which you can later on click into your connector. You connect this to the cable, and we have a crimping tool to crimp this connector on. But in your case, you probably don't have the right one. We recommend to do it by soldering, but after the soldering, make sure you remove all the waste solder that's on the outside of your connector pin, because if you do that, then it's quite easy to stick them into the right connector. This, for example, is the DC charging plug. It has 2 positive pins and 2 negative pins. Because these chargers can do quite a lot of current, we recommend to use 2 positive and 2 negative pins, 2 wires of 4 square millimeter. One other thing to notice is that the 2 big plugs are the same size, but they don't fit on the other location. The one with the red arrow is the AC plug, and the one with the black arrow is the DC plug. So now we've made the cables for the charger. I'm gonna explain you once more how to connect them. Let's start with the CAN wire. We already made it on the BMS video, but I will tell it one more time. You connect it to the PCB board. We connected it to the pins on the left, but you can also connect it here or here, because remember the CAN connections are bridged. The white one is the CAN low, the green one is the CAN high, the red is the positive 12 volt, and the black one is the ground. So once more, if you have a flat battery, you put AC power on your charger and it will charge the BMS system on this side. Then we go on to the DC plug. DC, as I just told you, we prefer to use 2 positive and 2 negative wires because of the big current of the charger. The positive, you see the 2 wires are going to the fuse according to the diagram. Right now we are using a 32 amp charger, so we use a 40 amp fuse. If you use a different charger, of course you have to use the correct fuse, and we will advise you which one to use. I will now connect the negative on the battery contactor. For sure, for safety, you make sure the battery contactor is turned off by pushing the emergency switch and by turning off the power supply of the BMS system. Oh, right now I'm doing it in the wrong order. As Louis told you in the previous videos, always connect the big cable lug first, because that will do the biggest current draw, and then connect the smaller cables or smaller cable lugs. As you see, I am using insulated tools. We recommend you to do this as well. If you're not able or you don't have it, we recommend to use tape, or even better, some shrinking tools on your tools to make sure you cannot make any very big sparks. The last connector of the charger is the AC connector. It's a single phase charger, so you have a phase 1, brown, you have a neutral, blue, and you have a earth wire, yellow, blue. At the test setup we have already prepared some screw connectors. It's not required that you use these, you can also think of other solutions, because these might take a bit of space too much if you don't have that. So what you see now, phase 1 and neutral are connected to phase 1 and neutral. PE, so your earth connection, is connected to PE. It looks a bit strange, but I do that on purpose. These two connectors are already connected to each other. So this is the same connection. The reason that I'm doing this is to show you that it's very important that you also connect your PE, your earth connection of your AC input, to your chassis, so to your ground connection. To demonstrate this, I will connect it to the minus of the 12-volt battery. So now your PE is connected to the minus of your battery. This is important. It's one of the requirements also from the R100 automotive guidelines. And why is this important? That has to do with detection of the earth leakage. So that has to do, or it has to do with the detection of the earth leakage, and that's a safety feature. So by connecting your ground to the earth of your AC input, so to your chassis, you are sure that your earth detection will also detect a short circuit if it's on your chassis of your car. So the last wires are the CP and PP connection. Very simple, blue to blue and green to green, that go to the control board, the charge controller inside the hypE motor unit. So once more I will explain you. The PP signal is the plug present, so it will detect if you put a plug into your AC socket, in your charging socket, and the CP wire will transfer the allowed current from the charging station to your car. So to demonstrate how this works, I will try to show you this. I'll turn on the hypE like Louis showed you in a previous movie. And here you see the AC socket that's connected to the CP and the PP signal, and all the way then to the hyper. And what it will do, it will detect the charging plug and then turn off the hyper unit. So you are 100% certain you cannot drive with the plug connected. So the funny thing is, it's not even connected to an AC socket or a charging station, it's only detecting the plug, or actually the resistor in the plug. That's also a safety feature that's required for the R100 automotive rules in Europe. So I hope this explains all the questions and that it's completely clear how to set up your AC charging system. In the next episode or in the next part we will continue with telling you all about the BMS app.